Hey guys, today we are going to be creating a painting or a drawing. You'll have the option of whether to do it with paint, like I did, or with markers, or you can even cut little pieces of paper. But we're going to do a painting that is kind of inspired by the works of Alma Thomas. Alma Thomas was an amazing artist, and I want you to watch this video before we get started about her and her works.
Today, we're going to learn about African-American artist Alma Woodsey Thomas. Alma Thomas was a painter and art educator best known for her colorful abstract paintings. She was born on September 22, 1891 in Columbus, Georgia. While growing up, Thomas showed her artistic capabilities and enjoyed making small pieces of art such as puppets, sculptures, and plates made out of clay from the river behind her home. Thomas attended Armstrong Technical High School in Washington, D.C., where she took her first art classes. She earned her college degree in fine arts in 1924 from Howard University. This made her the first graduate from Howard University's fine arts program. Alma Thomas was also one of the first African-American women to earn an art degree. Thomas's early art was realistic, though her Howard University professors challenged her to experiment to make her art more abstract. In 1924, she began teaching art at Shaw Junior High School, where she remained teaching art for 38 years until her retirement in 1960. When she retired from teaching and was able to concentrate on art full-time, Thomas finally developed her signature style. Alma Thomas's artworks were inspired by observing nature. Alma liked to observe the plants and flowers near her home. She liked to observe how the sunlight changed the way these plants looked throughout the day. She liked to see how they looked after a rainstorm. How do you think the plants might have changed after a rainstorm? What about with lots of sunlight? What about in the evening as the sun was setting? Using these observations, Alma Thomas created her signature-styled abstract paintings. Her artwork is known for its pattern, rhythm, and color. Many of her paintings are done in acrylics on large canvases. She made many watercolors that were studies for her paintings. Her painting style used both brushstrokes in circles or in stripes. The colors that she chose were inspired by her observations of nature. In 1969, Alma watched as astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin landed on the moon, which became a new inspiration for her paintings.
10, 9, ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 3, 2, 0, all engine running.
Do you see how space might have inspired these paintings? Check out her painting called Blast Off. Can you imagine a space shuttle blasting off into outer space to visit the moon? What other ways could you be inspired by space travel in your own artwork? In 1972, she was honored with an exhibition of her work at the Whitney Museum of American Art in New York City. She was the first African-American woman to have a show at the Whitney Museum. Alma Thomas passed away in Washington, D.C. on February 24, 1978. In 2009, two of Alma Thomas's paintings, including Watusi, were chosen by First Lady Michelle Obama to be exhibited during the Obama presidency. Her painting Skylight hung in the Obama's family private quarters. In 2015, the Obamas hung Alma Thomas's work Resurrection in the White House Old Family Dining Room. The painting was the first work by an African-American woman to hang in the public spaces of the White House as a part of the permanent collection. Alma Thomas is widely recognized as one of the most influential artists of the 20th century.
All right, friends, so now we are going to be creating an awesome artwork inspired by the works of Alma Thomas. Alma Thomas was an African-American abstract expressionist, and she was the first African-American woman to receive a solo art exhibition at the Whitney Museum. And she also has had art hung in the permanent collection at the White House. It was added to the permanent collection of the White House art collection by the Obamas. So one of my favorite quotes by Alma Thomas is, "Color is life." She just loved to do bright, colorful pictures with neat circles and rows and designs with little dashed colors, which I enjoy. And in college, I did a lot of artworks inspired by Alma Thomas because she was a big inspiration for me. And her artworks are inspired by nature. So you could do this any way you want. I'm going to do it with a heart because when I'm making this video, you might not be doing it if you choose to do this one later. But I'm doing this video the week before Valentine's Day, so I'm choosing to do a heart. But I have a pink piece of paper. I don't know how well the lighting is in here, but I hope you can see that. This is a pink piece of paper with a red heart. And I'm going to start by gluing this in the center. Alma Thomas a lot of times would have a central focal point, which is the area that the viewer's eye is supposed to go to first, a lot of times in the center of her artwork, and then she would have rows of colors or circles of colors around that object. You can see that in her pictures of sun and solar eclipses and rockets. And you could draw a flower here, you could draw a star here, you could draw a sun here, but I just did a paper heart that I glued down. You could also do a drawing of a heart and color that in. Next, I'm going to do a painting with little dash colors with red paint and blue paint. If you don't have paint at home, that is completely okay. You can do the same technique with little dashes of marker around your center object. Like if you drew a flower in the center, you could do little dashes all the way around with markers, or you can do to cut up little pieces of paper. But I'm going to do paint. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a Q-tip just to show you that you don't have to have a paintbrush at home to be able to do cool artwork. And I'm going to do little dashes, just like Alma Thomas, excuse me, all the way around my heart, keeping neat rows that are mirroring my shape in the middle. You see this technique in a lot of her artworks. I'm just going to go around the heart. I'm going to do a pattern with 3 rows of red and then 1 row of blue, and then continue that. Trying to keep it neat little dashes, and you could see you could do this technique very easily with marker if you don't have paint at home. Or you could do little cut pieces of paper and collage them down like a little paper mosaic, and that would be a lot of fun too. And if you're watching this not around Valentine's Day, that's okay. Just, you don't have to do heart. Anything you want. And kind of keep it classic to an Alma Thomas, you might want to do a sun, star. Okay, so I have, sorry, swallowed my water wrong. All right, so I have my 3 rows of red, and now I'm going to do a row of blue. All the way around. You can see that Alma Thomas was very patient because her artwork sometimes were very large with lots of little lines, and I'm sure it took a long time to do all those little dash lines. All right, and then I'm going to continue with my 3 rows to keep with my pattern, 3 rows of red. Now when you get, I wanted to continue so you could see, when you get to the top like this, you'll stop, put in a little bit right there, and then continue on the other side. Okay, then I need 2 more rows. One more. Whoop. Q-tip's getting a little messy there. And then switch to blue. You can do this with as many colors as you want. I decided just to do 2 colors for mine with the contrasting of the background in a different color, but this would be pretty in lots of colors. I have a little bit of negative space there in the corner, so I'm going to fill that in with 3 rows of red here. And I got a little bitty tiny spot in the corner, so I'll do a little dash of blue. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this. You can see you can do this with markers, you can do this with crayons, you can do this with little cut pieces of paper, with watercolors. I did this with temper paint, but I hope you had fun with this. If you did this during Valentine's Day, a fun heart center is fun, but you can do it any shape you want. Bye guys.